Guard Lance Stephenson signing a 3-year, $27 million deal. This after saying he felt undervalued by the offer given to him by now his former team, the Indiana Pacers, which was 5 years, $44 million. Your reaction to all of this?
Well, the undervalued part is because Lance Stephenson felt that he was being disrespected by the offer of $45 million by the Indiana Pacers, because he thinks he's the best player on the team and not Paul George. So because of that, things started spiraling out of control, and that's why Lance Stephenson now is in the Charlotte Hornets.
I said Bobcats.
I got you covered.
Thank you. A couple of years back. What specifically does this bring to Charlotte?
Well, Lance brings now deep playoff experience, toughness. He brings an edge to their team. You know, Lance is out to prove, especially on this short-term contract, that he's an all-star caliber player. Lance has always been a triple-double threat every night. He can pass, dribble, and shoot. Lance is a very skilled player. So he's going to provide a lot of depth in the backcourt with Kemba Walker. And if you thought Michael Jordan last year, because of the signing of Al Jefferson, was a triple, I think this is an inside-the-park home run.
Really?
Yes.
Here's what he brings is playmaking.
Yeah.
He's one of the best on-ball playmakers in the league, particularly under pressure. We saw that. You can't replace that in Indiana. But, Avery, he is so erratic and so unpredictable, and the threat to your team chemistry, to the culture of your organization. Indiana fell apart, and in my opinion, because of Lance Stephenson and the threat within that locker room, within the personal relationships, and they lost the synergy that you want from a team. Lance is a divisive, derisive sort of force of nature that's not controllable. And you saw it in the contract negotiation that was awkward and uncomfortable, how he got all offended. It went this way within the organization. So I think for Indiana, it could be addition by subtraction. It's going to be painful at first, but having that erratic unpredictability out of there will get that team back together, because they have some high-quality, high-character guys.
But as it relates to Charlotte, you're talking about a player who knows he's on a short leash, Lance Stephenson. I think we got to give him some time to mature. If Lance Stephenson matures on and off the court, he's not in his 30s. He's still a relatively young player. I think you're going to see a new Lance Stephenson that's going to be more focused on the court. He's basically going to be one of the leaders of the Charlotte Hornets team. And I'm betting on Lance
Isn't
Stephenson.
that a big if? And especially because we know what happened in the conference finals against Miami, and Larry Bird pulled him aside and said, stop messing with LeBron James. Then he comes back the next game and gives him this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there had been warnings. There's a long history here. So the question is, go ahead.
Sorry, that's just what we saw on the big stage. Every day in practice, every trip on the plane. Coach, you know.
Yeah.
You sweat these things, and it gets to where you stay up at night wondering what's next. I mean, it's one of the hardest things in management is to deal with that level of unpredictability, particularly when it starts showing on the court under pressure, which is what happened.
So we will see. I mean, because you just don't know what to expect with this kid. Charlotte, you believe, gets a good player if he can keep everything straight here.
Absolutely.
Indiana has a tough player to try to replace, as well as still needing a starting point guard.